Let's take a look at what installs with the observation-oriented modeling software. So here I am in Windows Explorer, and the default folder to which OOM installs, on Windows anyway, is the program files x86 folder. Now within that folder you'll find an OOM folder, and therein you'll find the OOM.exe file. That is the program itself. So it's just a single file. There are no dynamic link libraries. It's just a single file that you can copy anywhere. Now also you'll find an examples folder, and therein you will find various data sets. These are data sets that are reported in the book, in the technical manual, and in other publications as well. So for example, here we have OOM CH4, that stands for Chapter 4, and it's a memory example. The .oom extension refers to, obviously, an OOM data file. Within the OOM folder, you'll also find a manual folder, and that contains the technical manual. We have it in Word format and in Adobe Acrobat or PDF format as well. So that's what installs with the program. You get the program itself, you get a variety of example files, and you get the technical manual. Now if you're running on a Mac or you've installed the software to a different folder, you may have to search for these materials. A good place to start would be to search for the oom.exe file, and once you find that, you'll probably find the folder where everything else is contained. Now with regard to the program itself, as a quick overview, it's a typical Windows program. So we have three child windows. We have this data edit window, we have a graphics output window, and we have a text output window. Notice that I'm navigating between the three windows just using these tabs. You can also just select the window itself to bring it to the front. Now the text output window will contain all of the text output from the various analyses. So you can see here we have various numerical summaries. We have something called a percent correct classification index. We'll talk about that quite a bit in this class, and so forth. Your graphics output will not be sent to this window. Your graphics output will be sent to the graphics output window. So again, I'll use this tab here to get to it. So here we see what's called a multigram. There are other types of graphs that might be created, and we can scroll through these graphs by using this little arrow here, or we can pull down and look at the graphs like this. The data edit window is where you are going to input your data and save it, import it from other programs, and so forth. Now also across the top, you'll notice we have the main menu, and it is somewhat context sensitive. So when the data edit window is on top or visible, for example, you have these compute options. When the text output is on top, then those compute options are no longer visible. So again, going back to the data edit window, you'll notice that this particular data set is comprised of 18 rows and 3 columns. The rows comprise the individuals, in this case persons, and the columns comprise the orderings. Now recall, in observation-oriented modeling, we try not to use the word variable. We use the word ordering instead, because we're interested in patterns. Why are the data ordered or patterned in certain ways? So on the bottom here, you can see number of cases is 18, and the number of orderings is 3. On the left here, you see just a data label. So this is just a label that I've created for this particular data set. Tells me a little bit about what is in the data set. So notice this is Chapter 4, the memory example from the OOM book. Across the top is the toolbar. If you pause over any one of these buttons, you'll notice that a little clue comes up that tells you what the button does, and that will appear for a few seconds. So that gives you clues in terms of what these buttons do. And we'll explore all of these different options or buttons in subsequent videos. Now you can also open multiple data sets. At this moment, we're only looking at one data set, this Chapter 4 memory example. So for instance, if I select File and then open multiple data sets here, I can go to the examples folder and just grab a few and pull them over here and select OK. Now I've got multiple data sets open. So notice I've got additional tabs across the top here. So I can select the tab and go to each of these data sets. You can also scroll through the data sets using this arrow here. If you want to go to the first data set in the sequence, just go to that edit box there and type in 1. That takes you to the first data set. You can also look at all the data sets by using this little pull down menu, and again, go to a particular data set that you wish to examine. So again, you can have multiple data sets open in the software.